Welcome back to Ride Radar, the channel where we break down the cars that are pushing boundaries, shaking up industries, and setting new standards for what drivers can expect. Today we're diving into a car that's been called small but mighty, affordable yet premium, minimal but powerful. It's the Volvo EX30, the smallest SUV Volvo has ever made, and yet in many ways it represents the biggest leap forward for the brand. This car isn't just an entry-level electric SUV, it's a showcase of what Scandinavian design, sustainability, and performance can achieve in a compact, accessible package. Let's take a closer look at everything that makes the EX30 such an exciting EV. When you first see the EX30 on the road, its exterior design leaves an immediate impression. Volvo has doubled down on their Scandinavian DNA here. Clean lines, minimal fuss, and a kind of quiet confidence. This car doesn't scream for attention with wild creases or oversized grille. It's purposeful, balanced, and refreshingly different in a market filled with aggressive styling. The EX30 measures just over 166 inches long, making it shorter than most compact SUVs, but the stance is anything but timid. Wide shoulders, sculpted wheel arches, and short overhangs give it a planted, athletic posture, while the slightly raised ground clearance adds that crossover capability drivers expect. The front end is sleek and futuristic, with a Thor's hammer headlights now updated into a pixelated, segmented design that gives the EX30 a distinct light signature. These aren't just for show, they're adaptive LED units that optimize visibility depending on traffic and weather conditions. Since it's an EV, there's no need for a traditional grille, so Volvo has gone for a closed, body-colored panel with the subtle logo in the center, helping aerodynamics while reinforcing the clean look. Along the sides, flush door handles reduce drag and add a premium touch, while sharp wheel designs ranging from 18 to 20 inches give each trim a unique vibe. The cladding around the lower panels adds ruggedness, protecting against chips and scraps while hinting at adventure readiness. Around the rear, vertical taillights extend into the D-pillars, a design cue borrowed from classic Volvo wagons but updated with modern LED technology. The EX30's compact silhouette is balanced by bold detailing, so while the car is small, it never feels cheap or underwhelming. It's a carefully considered design that blends utility, sophistication, and a touch of sportiness. Beyond the surface, the EX30 is packed with features that make it stand out not only in the Volvo lineup but in the entire EV market. One of the biggest selling points is its technology suite. Running on Google's Android Automotive OS, the infotainment system integrates Google Maps, Google Assistant, and the Play Store directly into the car. This isn't a clunky overlay, it's native software, which means smooth performance and constant updates. And if you're on the Apple side of things, wireless CarPlay is included as well. Volvo also leans heavily on its reputation for safety, and the EX30 doesn't disappoint. The car features a comprehensive driver assistance system that includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and more. One standout safety innovation is the door open alert system, which warns you if a cyclist or car is approaching before you swing open yard door. It's a small but hugely impactful feature, especially in busy urban environments. Then there's Park Pilot Assist, which can autonomously handle parallel, perpendicular, and even diagonal parking situations. Sustainability is also baked into the EX30's DNA. Volvo is using recycled aluminum, steel, and plastics throughout the build, along with renewable materials for interior trims. It's the most eco-conscious Volvo to date, with the brand claiming it has the lowest carbon footprint of any car they've produced. It's not just marketing fluff, they've even created upholstery options from mold jeans, PET bottles, and natural fibers, proving sustainability can be stylish. Climb inside, and the EX30 surprises you with how airy and premium it feels for such a small vehicle. The interior captures Volvo's minimalist design ethos, with the focus on simplicity, comfort, and clever space usage. The first thing you notice is the absence of a traditional gauge cluster behind the steering wheel. Instead, all your driving information is speed, navigation, driver assistance alerts as shown on the central 12.3-inch portrait touchscreen. While that might sound like a compromise, Volvo has designed the interface to be intuitive and uncluttered, with key data always easy to see at a glance. The screen is also lightning fast and crisp, giving the whole cabin a modern tech-forward vibe. Materials are highlighted here. Depending on the trim, you might have a dashboard covered in recycled denim, speckled composite panels made from old window frames, or upholstery made from woven flax fiber. It feels fresh, sustainable, and yet luxurious in its own right. The seats are pure Volvo, supportive, comfortable, and ergonomically designed for long drives. Space in the front is generous, with clever storage solutions like massive door bins, sliding trays, and the modular center console that can be rearranged for different needs. The speaker system is built into a soundbar-style unit across the dashboard, freeing up space in the doors and giving the cabin a futuristic feel. The rear seats are more compact but still adequate for adults on shorter trips, and perfectly suited for kids. Cargo space is smartly optimized, and while it's not the largest in class, the flat floor and split folding seats make it very usable. Add the optional panoramic glass roof, and the cabin floods with natural light, making the small SUV feel much more spacious than the dimensions suggest. Performance is where the EX30 flips the script. People might expect a small entry-level EV to be slow or uninspiring, but Volvo has gone the opposite direction. The base single-motor rear-wheel drive version produces 268 horsepower, enough to rocket from 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds. That's already quicker than many competitors in this size and price bracket. But the real showstopper is the dual-motor all-wheel drive performance model. With 422 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, it sprints from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds, making it the fastest accelerating Volvo ever built. Think about that. A compact, eco-friendly crossover outpacing traditional Volvo performance cars and even rivaling some sports cars. It's proof that going green doesn't mean sacrificing excitement. Handling is nimble, with sharp steering and a tight turning radius that makes city driving effortless. On highways, the EX30 feels stable and confident, with the suspension tuned to absorb bumps without losing precision. Range depends on the setup you choose. The single-motor extended range model can achieve close to 298 miles per charge, while the dual-motor version comes in slightly lower at around 265 miles, trading a bit of distance for raw power. Charging is impressively quick, with DC fast charging capability up to 153 kilowatts, allowing you to go from 10% to 80% in about 26 minutes. That makes road trips more than manageable, especially as charging networks expand. As for price, this is another area where the EX30 makes waves. In the US, it starts at around $36,000, positioning it as one of the most affordable premium EVs on the market. Even fully loaded with the dual-motor setup and premium features, it rarely climbs much above the mid-$50,000s. For context, that's significantly cheaper than many of its rivals while still offering performance, design, and tech that can rival or even surpass them. Put it all together, and the EX30 isn't just another small EV. It's Volvo's statement piece, a car that brings together the brand's legacy of safety, sustainability, and thoughtful design, then adds a performance edge that nobody saw coming. For young professionals, families in the city, or anyone looking to make the jump into EVs without breaking the bank, the EX30 might just be the perfect choice. Compact, stylish, sustainable, and shockingly quick, it's a car that proves big ideas can come in small packages.